Wrestling does not draw. Glenn Gilberti said it that simply. Now, I believe that. I know that to be a fact. But I would never dare to put it that bluntly, publicly, because I know what all the irrational and immature people would say. And I know that the attacks would start on me and my credibility and my family and my dead grandmother and my mother and father in Orlando, and I'm the worst person on the planet of the earth. That's why I don't say things that bluntly, but that's how I feel. And Glenn Gilberti and I, we wrote long enough in the business. We studied ratings long enough. We looked at minute by minutes enough. I did it over the course of 20 years and 3 companies, where 100% of the time on every wrestling show I ever wrote, non-wrestling segments or gimmick matches or fights outside of the arena outdraw traditional wrestling matches 100% of the time. There are no exceptions. I had the same numbers and the same data at 3 different wrestling companies, and it was always the same. Okay, you put Rhino in a match against Devon in the ring, it's going to draw a number. You put Devon and Rhino in a fight in the back, it's going to draw a larger number. The only people that watch traditional wrestling matches are traditional wrestling fans. And as long as the name wrestling is somewhere in the title, those people are always going to watch the show. And I'm sorry if I'm a moron and a jackass and an idiot and an imbecile and my wife's a whore for me saying that. I apologize. That is the truth. Wrestling fans will always watch the wrestling show. That is the core audience. That is the 4 million people watching on Raw now. That is your 3.0 rating. Okay? Where are the people from the Attitude Era? Where are the other 4 million people that walked away? Where are they? What happened? Why was the rating cut in half? Why? Simple. You're doing wrestling that only draws wrestling fans. If I don't like 15-minute matches, I'm not watching the show. That's why non-wrestling fans, casual fans, are not watching the show. If you want to draw an audience, you have to have a little bit of everything. You got to have comedy. You've got to have drama. You got to have romance. You got to have sexuality. You got to have everything. Different strokes for different folks. The more you can put on your show, the more you broaden the appeal. It's that simple. If it's match after match after match after match, wrestling fans are going to love it. Non-wrestling fans are not going to watch it. Wrestling does not draw. At the end of the day, as wrestling fans, don't we want as many people to watch the shows as possible? Don't we want the audience to be as big as it possibly can be for Raw and Impact? Isn't that all our goals? to get back to the crowds at the Attitude Era so we could be proud to be wrestling fans and we can share this product with everybody else that may be ashamed of being wrestling fans? We can show them that it's cool and it's all right. Isn't the objective? Or is the objective for the serious wrestling fans, the 3 million, to keep this product all to themselves and never grow it so it's their baby? How does not growing the wrestling business help the wrestling business? If more people aren't watching, then more money isn't being made. If more money isn't being made, then less talent is being hired. How does it help the wrestling community if only wrestling fans are watching wrestling? It doesn't. You know what? And everybody gets pissed off at me for saying that. Why? Because I want 8 million people to be watching Raw on Monday night? I'm going to get heat for that? Because the show can be a lot better than it is if they broaden their horizons a little? My God, I'm in the wrestling business. I want to stay in the wrestling business. I want as many people to watch wrestling as possible. And wrestling alone does not draw. There, I said it. Start tomorrow with the name calling and the personal attacks because my wrestling philosophy is different than yours. There was a reason 8 million people were watching wrestling in 1999 and 3 million people are watching it today. And you know what people will say? People will say, oh, television landscape is different. You know, there's more shows on now. People have more choices. Really? Then how come the NFL didn't lose half their audience? If that statement is true, why didn't the NFL lose half its audience? Why aren't half of the people that were watching the NFL 10 years ago watching something else now? Why aren't they watching porn stars now? That statement is an excuse. The wrestling audience is cut in half because of the wrestling product. That's why. You know, and there are people that want to say, you know, Vince is bitter. Vince is vengeful. Whatever they want to say. No! Vince wants wrestling to be good again. Vince is a wrestling fan. Vince wants 10 million people to be watching Raw. That's what Vince wants. I'm not bitter. I'm not looking for revenge. I want wrestling to be the best that it possibly can be. That's what I want. Man, I want to sit here every Monday night and put it over like it was the greatest show I ever saw. You think I like sitting here for 3 hours being bored out of my mind? I don't want that. I want to be entertained. Why do you think I get excited when Bray Wyatt comes on the screen? Why do you think I get excited? The guy's freaking entertaining. You're going to entertain me now. I'm trying to do this for all the right reasons. I want to see the business go back to where it was. That's my objective. Let's get it back to that audience. Let's be proud again. Let everybody make big money. Big money. Let Bray be a billionaire next year. You know, you love Dolph Ziggler. You know how we pay Dolph Ziggler? We pay him by putting money in his pockets through more people watching the show. That's how we pay Dolph Ziggler. The more money that comes into the business, the more money these guys make. That's how you show them your support. Build the show. Get everybody to watch, man. Whatever it takes. Throw it all out there. You heard Glenn with the minute by minutes. They know what people are watching and what they aren't watching. It's in black and white. What's the freaking problem? All right. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. You got it all from me. You know, when I used to end every show, when we used to go to Monday Night Raw, the last question of the night, Vince used to look me in the eye and he used to say to me, Vince, did I get it all? And what that meant was, did he get every ounce of of passion and emotion and dedication. Everything from me. Was my tank absolutely empty? Did I give him my all? That's what he wanted to know. And I look him in the eye and I say, Vince, you took every last drop from me. It's the same with this show. I give you my all. Everything in me you're going to get. You can ask me at the end of every show, Vince, did I get it all? You got it all and more. And you're going to continue to get it all and more. I'm going to sit here and pound my desk until wrestling could be the best it possibly can be. And Bray Wyatt is a billionaire, and Dolph Ziggler is a zillionaire, and everybody's making so much money that they don't know what to do with it. That's my goal. And I hope that's your goal too. But nonetheless, I will see you back here next week on the Swerve with Medusa. Perhaps the greatest women's wrestler in the history of the entire sport. No disrespect to Moolah, but it's very, very close to me. She hasn't done an interview in 10 years. She's going to be on this show next week. So until then, catch me later.